Well, it wasn't necessarily pretty, but TCU keeps the iron skillet. They beat SMU today 56-0 over here in Dallas. With Carlos Mendez, I'm Travis Brown, the 4-Star Telegram. Carlos, this game was a pretty dominating win in the end of it, but what does this look like big picture to you for TCU?
Well, big picture, they just wanted to come out of here and get some more work for the offense. This is what Patterson has continued to talk about all spring and summer and fall. We got to get practice in this offense. I don't know how many plays they ran today, but they got 8 touchdowns out of it. Trevon Boykin looked like he settled down in the second and third quarter. He just needs work in the offense. The problem is that the conference schedule is here. It's time to play Oklahoma, and you got to do it Saturday. Big picture, at least they got a little bit more confidence in their offense, and they're going to get a chance to really run it to its full level here starting the next couple of weeks. But, you know, I thought Boykin looked better today. What's your impression of him? You've seen him for a couple of years now. What do you see him playing with?
Well, first to answer your question, TCU ran 81 plays today, and I think that was pretty key in with Boykin's performance today because, like Patterson said, like Boykin said, he's only been the starting quarterback for TCU now 3 games in the past 8 weeks under this new offense. And while in most situations, I think many fans, people watching the game would have thought Matt Jokel would have gotten in a lot sooner than this. This is still kind of, I mean, this is non-conference. This is still kind of like preseason. He's still getting those snaps, getting comfortable in this offense, and I think that's something that he made some strides in today. His passing wasn't necessarily on par to where it has been the past couple of weeks. He made some of those real nice touch passes in some of the previous games this season, and he wasn't really making some of those passes. He was a little inaccurate today, wasn't completely into it, but I think that also goes back to something that Patterson said with the whole team. It's just they knew who they were coming out to play today. They'd seen the film before, and it wasn't really necessarily an exciting game, appetizing game for any team to come out and play, and I think it kind of showed on the field today. But I think there will be improvement with Boykin in weeks coming out because of some of the experience he got in the game today. That being said, what were kind of your final takes from this game as TCU moves on to number 4 Oklahoma next week?
Well, another thing that kind of stood out to me was I keep noticing the defense continues to make plays. Turnovers. I think there were 2 strips today, 9 sacks, an interception late, but you know, it took a while for the turnovers to come today, but this defensive line continues to show something. They're getting to the passer, they're getting home, and they're making plays on the ball. I think that's an encouraging part of this team, especially as you look forward to some of the offenses they're going to face.
I think that, again, as we talked about, the tempo of the offense, I think, started to get to where they want it to be at the end of the first half, kind of right before they made the switch with some of the second-team players. And I think that is going to be huge in the weeks to come because it's one thing to have a pass-happy offense, but that's not really what's been so effective with all these teams lately. It's been the speed and the tempo and not letting the defense catch their breath and figure out what's going on. Haven't really seen that all that much yet, and I think that'll be huge to see if they can implement that, especially coming in with a team like Oklahoma who has seen these offenses a lot before.
Well, it's going to get real now because you got Oklahoma and Baylor, Oklahoma State, Texas Tech, and they all know what they're doing with this offense. Of course, TCU knows what it's doing on defense, so this next 4 weeks is going to be very, very interesting to watch.
My one last key that I saw is it was very impressive what they did on kickoff coverage today, and I think special teams will be huge in some of these upcoming games in the stretch they have in October because TCU has done special teams fairly well so far this year, and I think there might be one of these games where one of those special teams play might be the difference between a win and a loss one way or other for this TCU team.